What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today, I'm going to look at a NFL Draft Gurus mock draft. It's a 2-round mock draft from Trevor Sikkema of PFF. He is also a host of the NFL Stock Exchange podcast with Connor Rogers, who is a draft analyst and New York Jets fan. He also does the Badlands show with Joe Caporoso. So some New York Jets ties to that show, and I think this would be a home run draft for the New York Jets. He being Trevor Sikkema, is predicting a trade down scenario, and the Jets recoup a pick, and I don't know, man. I think it'd be pretty exciting. So without further ado, let's hop into it. We're going to take a look. We'll go to the top of the draft first, so show how things shake out, and then what happens for the New York Jets there. So let's start here. Caleb Williams goes 1. Trade scenario. Commanders move back with the Broncos. Drake May is the pick then. Jaden Daniels, Marvin Harrison Jr., Rome Odunze, Joe Alt, J.C. Latham goes up high, Dallas Turner at pick 8, and then Malik Neighbors to the Chicago Bears to round out the top 9. So the New York Jets on the clock at pick 10. As we know, Trevor predicts a trade with the Washington Commanders. So Commanders move back, then jump up. The chances of them actually doing that, I don't know. I think they would probably stay put. But in this scenario, I like the trade that the New York Jets get here. So to move back 2 spots, the Jets trade pick 10 and their 3rd round pick for pick 12 and pick 40. So yes, the Jets had to give up their 3rd round pick in this scenario, but they still end up with 2 picks in the top 40, which that's something that the Jets don't have right now with no 2nd round pick from the Aaron Rodgers trade. It's pick 10, and then you got to wait to the 3rd round. So in this scenario, you give up that 3rd round pick. You still have 2 picks in the 4th round, but you also are moving back a couple spots and still getting a 2nd round pick and a high-end 2nd round pick, a top 40 pick. So 2 picks in the top 40. JJ McCarthy goes top 10. Jared Verse goes off the board at 11, and then Talisi Fuaga is the pick for the New York Jets there. They pass on Olu Fashanu, which I don't know if that's something that I would do, but let's just forget that for a second. Moving down the board 2 spots, picking up a 2nd round pick in the process, and getting Talisi Fuaga at 12. I would absolutely love it. Here's what Trevor had to say with no 2nd round pick due to Aaron Rodgers trade. The Jets could look to move back a bit if they have multiple offensive tackle options still on the board, which was the case. They had Fashanu and Fuaga still there. Here they have a scenario where they drop only 2 picks in the 1st round, swap a 2nd for a 3rd with one of Washington's extra 2nd round picks, and still grab a starting caliber right tackle in Talisi Fuaga. Great. Okay. I would sign up for that. Now, what do the Jets do in the 2nd round is the question. So, all right, we're going to scroll down through the rest of the draft. Fashanu goes at 14. That's a little late for him, but Brock Bowers goes late as well. Let's get to the 2nd round in this scenario. Okay, 2nd round to the New York Jets, wide receiver Jalen Polk out of Washington. Obviously, Rome Odunze is a popular name out of Washington. McMillan is another one that is a popular name out of Washington. There's 3 receivers who are going to go pretty high coming out of Washington this year with Michael Penix. But Polk is an interesting one. He's 6'2", 205. He is, in my opinion, very different than Garrett Wilson, which I think would complement Garrett Wilson's game pretty well. Polk is more of a physical receiver. He's going to dominate defenders with his physicality, where Garrett Wilson's more finesse. So again, that complements well. Could they double up and just go, we're going to, out skill you, out talent you? Of course, that is definitely a way to go about it. But with Polk, bigger frame, at 6'2", he plays a little bit even bigger than that 6'2", if you ask me. And the physicality and aggressive nature of his play is something that stands out to me. So in this scenario, the Jets get, in my opinion, a starting caliber right tackle, a wide receiver in the 2nd round to hopefully add to a wide receiver room that also features a free agent addition. That to me would be a quality way to go about fixing both the offensive line and the wide receiver room, which again, in my opinion, is the two biggest things the Jets need to go into this offseason and try to fix for Aaron Rodgers. The defense and special teams, if they retain most of their guys, still should be great units. They are top 5 units in the game right now. Again, some of those guys on defense especially have to be retained. Thomas Morstead, Greg Zuerlein on special teams, maybe Justin Hardy as well. On the offense, it's going to take a little bit to overhaul that offensive line. That's the biggest one. But you can't forget wide receiver. That is also an important one. I see a lot. Anytime I post about wide receiver, strange, I get some comments where it's like, oh, they got to focus on the offensive line. I'm like, yeah, of course they do, but it doesn't have to be one or the other. They have to do both. They have to do both, and this would be a way to go about really trying to fix that. So let me know your thoughts on this draft from Trevor Sikkema down in the comments below. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. Catch you guys next time.